Okay, for number 2, let's read through it here. So it says the test has 20 questions worth 100 points. The test consists of true-false questions worth 3 points each and multiple choice questions worth 11 points each. So sometimes, or usually, the last sentence is usually like asking what your variables are, like what you're solving for. So when it says how many multiple choice questions are on the test and how many true-false, those are your variables. So I'm going to use multiple choice. I'm going to use M for those, and true, false, I'm going to use T. So I noted that over here. So we need 2 equations, right, with T and M. So we need an equation for the number of points and then also an equation for the number of questions. So I think the points one is a little bit easier to come up with, but we need one for the points and one for the number of questions. So 100 points on the test. We know that each true, false is worth 3 points. And multiple choice questions are worth 11 points each. So 11 points for each multiple choice. So that's your first equation. 3t plus 11m equals 100. So your second equation needs to equal the number of questions. There's 20 questions on the test. And I feel like we always want to put numbers with our variables, like 3t, 11m, or at least that's how I am. Like, I like numbers there. But for the number of questions, you're just straight up trying to figure out how many true, false, and multiple choice there are. So it's kind of your job to find the numbers. So that second equation is literally just t plus m. Like, hey, the true, false, and the multiple choice questions, however many there are of each of them, has to be a total of 20. So we don't necessarily have numbers that go with them, but if you wanted to like put coefficients of 1, you could. But it's just, hey, true, false, and multiple choice have to be a total of 20. So it doesn't really matter what you eliminate. We could do the t's, like for the t's, we could do 3 and negative 3. For the m's, we could do 11 and negative 11. It doesn't matter which ones you eliminate. I'm going to get rid of the t's. So if that first equation is 3, we want this to be negative 3. So we need to multiply your second equation by negative 3. Everything in there by negative 3. Get a whole new equation. So now negative 3t, 1 times negative 3, negative 3m, equals 20 times negative 3, negative 60. Slightly cross out the one you changed. You will add straight down this new one that you came up with. So t's cancel, 3 plus negative 3. You're 11 plus negative 3m. And 100 plus negative 60. Divide. M is not 40. 40 divided by 8. So m is 5. All right, pick one of your equations to substitute that variable that you just found. So I'm just going to choose the first equation there. So 3t plus 11m, we found m. So 3t plus 11 times 5 equals 100. Eleven times 5, 55. Subtract your 55. 3t equals 45. Divided by 3. I definitely picked the harder equation, but that's okay. 45 divided by 3. 15. So 15 true-false questions, 5 multiple-choice questions. Again, if you want to write me a nice little statement, have at it. As long as you stated what your variables are, though, you can just say, like, hey, t equals this, m equals that. That I am fine with that.